Hi, this is Deborah Atkinson, the Voice for Fitness. If you're ready to change the way we age, stay tuned. We're going to go through some assessments, some exercises, look at different ability levels, and watch the difference between their movements and take into consideration what we interpret from watching those movements and how it affects what we want them to do in terms of exercise. So you can put the pieces together about what the exercise prescription would be for someone based on watching just some simple daily activities of living or easy to administer assessments without disrupting them very much at all. Here we go.
We're going to watch first articulation, so just spinal roll down and up. And I want you to pay attention to the woman in the red shirt, the 87-year-old in the back of these two. So looking at her already, we're seeing very clearly kind of between her bra line and her lower back, very low back on the spine, a real flat area there. She's got some articulation, a little bit more so, above that bra line or right across her shoulder blades, much more so than she does down low. But so already picking up clues. If this was the only thing we watch, we probably would be thinking needing some spinal articulation, needing to do some rolling up, rolling down, find a way to get a little bit more mobility in that. My guess is she probably complains of lower back pain if she stands for too long or overdoes it. So moving along, next, very easy to apply for anyone, just a simple sit to stand exercise. So in other words, a squat to the rest of us, but to her, just a sit to stand. Notice as you look at her knees and the width of her hips to the width of her knees, as she comes down, her knees move close together. Now, that could be a generational thing, right? But it could also mean she doesn't have a lot of stabilization strength in her adductors, so something to pay attention to. She continues to go down, and we asked her not to go all the way to the chair, but to go as low as she could. You can see that she's shifting her weight forward. She's more on the front of her foot. She's really not fully using her hips. So her glute activation needs a little work, and that will probably give her more stability if we can get that done for her through some exercises. Now moving along, we have her do a tandem walk, just first asking her to walk comfortably, pretending that she's on a balance beam. She seems to be very comfortable doing that, pretending like a lot of people will do to want to look down at the floor. Now she is right next to a wall, and she just there put her hand up on it, feeling a lot less stable on this one as she was doing the toe to heel walking across the floor. Now she did fine, but she felt the need for the stability and was probably glad she was next to the wall, or may not have been able to complete it without. We asked her to do a single leg stand here. So normally if we were following protocol, this would be about 20 seconds minimum, asking her to stand. This was her first dominant leg she's standing on. She's had a hip replacement on this right leg, and that was a question I just asked her. She tapped it. So it's not her strong leg, although she's been fine with it, very mobile, and been able to do everything she wants to do without it. You can see she's standing here in a way that it looks from her pants that her leg is not straight. We can't see completely, but it's something I would check into. Now asking her to do just an easy, simple lunge coming down, and that was as low as she wanted to go. Her eyebrows went up right away when we asked her to do that one. Again, you can see her glutes are not working. She's really putting a lot of weight forward on her quads and more importantly into her knees. So she probably is at risk when she's reaching down for anything at home. And then here we've asked her to do just a single leg touch or a single leg deadlift down to an elevated surface, so she's not going too far. Standing next to the wall, we asked her to spot with a hand. So of course this still shows you complete range of motion, and it doesn't matter if you're working with someone young or old. The support is fine. And she is standing here on her non-dominant leg because it's closest to the wall. Now, she did that by choice. We did not instruct her. So just something, again, to note, you're picking up clues. It simply felt more stable to her. She wanted that hand up on the wall, and to move the other one, she needed to go opposites. So it was just uncoordinated was her comment. She felt more work, though, again, in the quad. So the exercise prescription for her would probably include something for glute activation and for spinal articulation. Some rolling up and rolling down, might include from a bridge position, lying down on her back with knees bent, feet flat on the floor, beginning to articulate, rolling up and rolling down that way. Probably wouldn't use anything that included a lot of instability, for instance, on an exercise ball, though with someone younger for spinal articulation that would be appropriate. In this case, I wouldn't try it. Having her sit in a chair, to sit tall and then roll down and articulate in that way so she's very supported and safe, would also be an option and a way to include some more of that forward flexion as well as just extension. So those would be good places. And then getting her to activate the glutes. From the bridge, she is also going to get some of that work, and strengthening her adductors as well as her abductors of her hips will help her be more stable when she's bending over, down and up, daily activities of living.